Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the Hot Topics. The Hot Topics, THT, cutting through the noise, one truth at a time. Welcome to the Hot Topics, coming to you every Thursday on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, Linkage Radio, and Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. The Hot Topic. This is the show that dives beneath the surface to tackle the issues shaping our relationships, our communities, and our world. From Caribbean current affairs to global headlines, we break it all down with clarity and conviction. Here on THD, we are fair, honest, and genuine. We're committed to uncovering the truth, bringing balance to the conversation, and setting the record straight. So get ready. Get ready for the insight. Get ready for the perspective and powerful dialogue. Because when it comes to what really matters, we're cutting through the noise, one truth at a time. This is the Hot Topics on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, The Chris Wilby Show. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Another evening, and we're here. Oh, yeah. I can't believe we're here again. It's, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say welcome to you. Those of you tuning in on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. I want to say good evening. Good evening to everybody tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from. Fit FM 96.7. And all the other networks, the other platforms. Linkage Radio. Yeah, big up yourself. Big up. YouTubers, Facebookers, everybody. Good evening. I am here. I am live. I am well. I'm doing well. They say, putting a show together, is always, I tell you, it's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. So, Lady D, I tell you, I've been here for the past couple of hours, and let me tell you, man, trying to get this thing going sometimes is not so easy, but yeah, but we're here, and we got it locked. So I'll say good evening to everybody who is tuning in. Welcome to another episode of the Hot Topics, and I want to say good evening to the New Yorkers. Yeah, the people from New York. They say the city that is so big, they had to name it twice. Yeah. So good evening to all those from New York. And also say good evening to those tuning in from Jamaica. Yeah. Cape Coders. Yeah. I have some people tuning in from Cape Cod also. I want to say good evening to you. Welcome. It's always a good evening when we are here. When we come on here and, we want to have a dialogue. So this evening, we have, as usual, many different aspects of the hot topics, or many different topics to talk about. The main one that we're going to be focusing on, my friends, is whether or not it is the government's responsibility to provide housing to its citizens after a hurricane or a natural disaster, whether it be earthquake, hurricane, whatever it is, the natural disaster. is it the government's responsibility to find housing for its citizens? Because we have to call a spade, you know? A lot of us, I think a lot of people don't understand how government work, you know? And because they do not understand how government work and the role of government, a lot of people want government to be all things to all people all the time. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. You know, the government is not there to provide housing to people and provide food for you and for your daily living. The government is not there to send your children to school, and you know, there's a misconception as to what the role of the central government is. And especially in Jamaica, where members of parliament want to be everything to everybody. Members of parliament in Jamaica, they want to take care of the entire family. They want to send them to school. They want to bury the dead. You know, they want to provide resources for everyday living and all kinds of things that they're not supposed to do. But because a lot of people, I don't think the role of government was taught to a lot of people, especially in Jamaica. And because of that, a lot of people, a lot of people, a lot of Jamaicans do not understand what the role of government is. And the aftermath of this terrible, terrible hurricane that hit Jamaica, it has brought to light a lot of things, you know. Yeah, how structurally unprepared we are as a country to deal with natural disasters. And we are kind of holding our own in terms of the recovery process, because for a hurricane of that magnitude to have hit and the country is still functioning, I have to give kudos to whoever is in charge and running it. But make no mistake about it, there are lots and lots of people who are still struggling today. Lots and lots of people who are still trying to dig their way out of the good evening, you're live on the radio.
Good evening, Cape Cod.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brother. How are you?
I am as happy as a lark.
I sound like it for true, man. You sound happy for true.
I just had a drink. I just had some turpentine to drink.
Sure. Oh, yeah, is it?
Look here.
Go with things, man. So, go with things,
Yeah,
yeah.
so when you're in certain mood, the other side. Did you get some turpentine? Did somebody give you some turpentine?
So,
Anyway,
what's on your mind? Yeah, what's on your mind? Yeah.
I'm preempting you, cutting into your preamble
Mm.
to say to you, when the government over the years, decades, has set out creating a nanny state, what do you expect?
Yes, man. You're right. You're right. You're right. Mm. It is. It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah,
They
but
set
finish your
out.
point. Finish your point, Deal.
Well, that's pretty much the sum total of my point because it creates a society where you you have people depending on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
what do you expect people to do when you did not win them out of rice?
Mm. But where did it start though? Because I am not sure that this actually started this way. You know, I'm not actually sure that this Jamaica. I didn't. We got lost somewhere along the way, where we start to depend on government, and everybody wants government to do everything for them, and the members of parliament, because they want to win elections, they start to
I'm
do
gonna say
things.
I'm gonna say something that you may not care for, and you might take in a whole different direction. But do you remember self-reliance?
Self-reliance. You mean Michael Manley?
Correct. I didn't say it. You did.
You know, I remember self-reliance. I remember Michael Manley with the self-reliance
Yeah.
message, the message that he was
Yeah.
preaching in the
Hmm.
70s, about
Yeah.
being self-reliant. But
Hmm.
the message, to be honest with you though, um, I don't know if that message ever resonated with most of the people. And the
No, it did
reason
not.
being,
It did not. I can say it clearly. It
right,
didn't.
and the reason being that I think, because when you ask it, when you say that, self reliance, what does that even mean? Can you know, even so many years later, what, 40, almost, yeah, almost 50 years later, can you define what that means? Self reliance?
Okay. In the broad sense of self-reliance, it's highly impractical because we're communal people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And all this nonsense about self-made. It's all foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can you know be self-made. Um, so there's a cliche, but self-reliance is saying to have that mindset. Don't be depending on government. Have that mindset that look, um, let's grow the food that we eat
Mm-hmm.
and eat the food that we grow. Start having outside dependency, and then you get and when you have that, you develop an attitude, a spirit of self-reliance, and also doesn't mean that we're not going to help each other, but we help each other with a view of being self-reliant to build up each other. Government, um, who collect our taxes, because that's the only way government get money. Um, and say this is what we're going to do with your taxes, put in place some certain infrastructure that no one person can put in. And so collectively, we collect money from everybody who are we're able to collect money from, and we put together and in terms of cumulatively put in water, road, electricity, and all those infrastructure in which we can build other things on. Um, the housing thing is government say, okay, we're going to collect some extra money out of your pay, other than NIS and taxes called National Housing Trust. And we're going to use that of a pool where you can usually create, give you a start without, and you can finish the rest at what's called sites and services. You have a hand in it. You have some skin in it. So a scheme in Jamaica in Spanish Town, De La Vega City started. and you finish it because, and then there's some people who don't need housing trusts, but as a pool, everybody going to pay NHG and it benefits down the line, and then you have a revolving loan system because not let them stop paying NHG, still paying NHG as long as you're working your mortgage to pay, and
Mm.
so on and so forth. So there's a self-reliant thing going on because you got skin in the game. It's the government take your thing and set up the infrastructure. Um, but when things seep in, when Parliament said them get this, they will get this one house and get that one house and all that. That's different, and now it revolves around getting Curry favor to vote.
Mm.
So as it is right now in this Melissa Kane, you know who is that?
Melissa, who?
Kane.
Who is that?
Hurricane Melissa. She's the
Oh,
name. She's been the Melissa
so
Kane.
Melissa Kid. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now, yes, everything was quote unquote in our border house, and we live in our informal communities, aka capture land, and everything
Mm,
was okay, and until Melissa Kane hit,
mm,
and so now situation arises. They have nothing in hand, nothing to start with. They don't even have capture land.
mm.
So what we going to do now? We don't know.
So,
What
so,
are
so,
we
so,
going to
all
do?
right. The question there is, should the government, or is it the government's responsibility to provide housing in situations like these?
Yes, it is because the people can't do it.
So the government,
Um, and other committees, but the government have a certain responsibility in terms of um when the people are unable to do that because the government don't stop collect taxes, the government don't stop collect housing trusts, they don't stop. And again I'm talking about the whole pooling thing. It's like how insurance operate.
mhm.
Some people never have an insurance claim by somewhere. Some
Yeah,
people
but
never use housing trusts.
yeah,
So therefore government have no to apportion the money and help
but
those as a
yeah,
community.
yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
why? Isn't that creating the dependency syndrome? And here is a problem that I personally have with a lot of Jamaicans. You see, I
Yeah.
think that a lot of us don't want to take the responsibility of providing for ourselves, and we are afraid to make long-term commitments, and so we are always depending on government. Because, and I give you an example, after the hurricane, the government has come out with, along with NHT, and they're deciding that they're going to give some loan. They're going to make some concession and give loan and whatever. And unsurprising, I wish I could say it was surprising. A lot of Jamaicans are not taking up the offer. The government is saying that the people are not taking up the offer because Jamaicans don't want to. They're saying that they don't want any loan.
They don't want the obligation, they want free money.
They want, that is the point that I'm making. They don't want a loan. So
But it's not the
the
government, but it's
NHT,
not the government's, but the money government, that was understand, it's not the government's money.
yeah.
They're only trustees or stewards of taxpayers' money.
Well, the problem,
So government can't hand you all that because going to be
and
back,
that
you have
is
to
the
pay
thing, that
interest.
a lot of Jamaicans love freeness. I'm telling you, and I'm saying that now without any fear of contradiction because I'm not lying. A lot of Jamaicans, they love freeness. And let me, if you notice, the housing trust is there. And did you know that a lot of Jamaicans who qualify for the housing trust do not apply to get a loan from housing trust? They do not utilize it because a lot of them, you know what they say to themselves? Them now going in no debt. Them now put themselves in no debt. So instead of them trying to own a piece of land, see if they can get the housing trust or even go to the housing trust and get the housing trust to build them a house and then they pay for it and they can leave it to the next generation. What they do, they buy a little piece of land and they claim that they're going to save and build a house. Have you ever traveled throughout the length and breadth of Jamaica and you see how disgusting the place is? Because everybody is building one little piece of tattoo and everybody's house is half done right through from St. Thomas to Negril. It's the same story. It's the same story. Everybody is building a little, and the reason is everybody says they don't want to get into any debt. So they're not going to go into any debt. Let me just finish the point. And so everything just look chaka chaka. And the same principle is now applying to this, where now the NHD is saying, why we are offering the loan and nobody's taking up the offer? Everybody's saying, we want the government to come give us money to build a house.
Are these loans interest free?
They're not interest free, they're reduced. They're making concessions. They're making concessions for these people.
Here's what I think the government should do. First of all, what I want to say earlier on, so to have interrupted you, the government, again, Jamaicans have been socialized to stay away from debt.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Stay away from debt. That has been ingrained in Jamaicans. That's why when Jamaicans come to America, so we don't want a credit card. Because we have been socialized that way to not want that. And if you borrow the money, you want to pay it off quicker, you want to free yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to Jamaicans have to orient
re-socialize. Simi Simone, Simi Simone and I used to have a program, and when Simi used to use that term, I used to say, listen to me, man, nobody go use re-socialize anything. But I have come to acknowledge that Jamaicans really need to be re-socialized.
Yes, and here's another thing. Here's what the government should do. Government should remove the interest rate. Remove the interest. We're lending the money, but it's interest free. So here's some freeness. So doesn't want freeness. The interest free. And maybe if the government can do it, throw in a little grant. We're going to grant you X amount of that money and the rest is a loan, interest free.
Mm.
And if they can't take that, what do you want? What do you want?
They need to, listen, man, they need to take responsibility for themselves. One of the things I noticed, even in this hurricane, you see, is how different people are behaving comparing to when I was a boy. The hurricane came, and days after the hurricane, a lot of people were sitting around with the rubble around them, complaining that they don't see nobody come for come assist them
Where
and
go
come help them.
where government there?
Yes, they don't see the government for come help them, and they sit down and everything you see around them. I kid you not. It was on social media. A lot of people were videoing and showing it, and and they sit in the mess. Back in the day, that would not have happened. Once everybody get up and they do whatever they can do and fix what they can fix, and as a matter of fact, I never know say when I was growing up, I never know say government could have give anybody anything.
Uh-uh.
I never know of my parents asking the government. We don't know government. We don't know how to get to government.
Yeah, that me.
So we had to do for ourselves. And that was the generation. That was what we were used to. These days, everybody want government to. I'm going to give you an example of how entitled Jamaicans are. I saw a post on social media earlier today where they were discussing. I mean, the government put out, the expenditure of, some of what they have spent so far. And a lot of people were disputing what the government said, right? I mean, their prerogative. People can dispute whatever they want to dispute. I mean, I don't know what the government spent. I'm not there. They're saying that this is what they spent. They say they spent. I mean, like, I have no evidence that they haven't spent it. I have no evidence that they spent it. So what am I going to do? But people were, and one lady, she said that with the amount of money that the government got, they could have given every Jamaican $2 million and still have money left over. When I heard it, I said, hold a minute. Did she stop and calculate that, or do just a rough calculation? I mean, obviously not. Because if she had done it, she would have known that you're talking about trillions of dollars. Where the government get trillions of dollars from? We give every Jamaican.
I chalk up that to ignorance in the real sense. Because here's this thing. They seem to forget also that government have institutions to deal with. Hospital mashup, clinic mashup, school mashup. Government have those things to deal with. Road mashup.
No, but everybody want government to come build back their house first.
Right, but I'm saying no matter about give 2 million, but I'm think the money is only for individuals, and forget that there's infrastructure. Forget how much million. And forget that then I think along those lines that the hospital have put back in place the clinic, the road, that we're taking millions, school, all infrastructure. They're not thinking that way. They're thinking that everybody in Jamaica forget. If you give everybody in Jamaica, and that's the thing though.
And because they don't see I had to ask somebody, like, what do you guys want to see all the members of parliament, including the prime minister, out there with care package? It's like if they don't see you out there physically. I mean, the government is sending the packages, so a lot of them are not saying that they're not getting any package.
They want to see the man, the government.
Yes.
And the government is at work to the people that are there.
No, they don't believe that. They don't believe that.
Yeah, because they limit government to the politicians.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
See, the institutions as government.
No, like
the
prime minister. The prime minister had a joke. He was at a function, and he said, the lady was complaining that we don't see nobody down here. Nobody no come. All we see is the police them.
But the government.
There you go. So that's what I'm talking about. So a lot of
Did you
people,
see public works? Did you see public works? With front end things
of
scraping up.
course, they see them. They are
Yeah,
not,
that's
but
the
in
government.
their minds, those people are not the government. They want to
Yeah,
see the prime minister out there literally every day handing out care packages and taking up a hammer and nailing up. And I say to people that those are photo ops. That's not your government at work.
correct.
Those are photo ops. I would rather have the prime minister
Stay
back
away.
in Kingston talking to world leaders, putting policies in place to deal with the aftermath of the hurricane than have him coming out every 5 minutes, walking through communities, just viewing. When he views, I mean, I'm not saying that he's not supposed to come and do his assessment or whatever, but
Right.
it doesn't need, we don't need the prime minister to go do assessment, you know.
No, no,
All of
because
what the prime minister
it's
is
supposed to have.
doing, all of it is photo opportunity, nothing else. He does not have to go out there one single day to get things done. He has his team, he has the
Correct.
departments, he has the people who are responsible for whatever. Those are the people, the engineers, the technocrats, all of these people.
Which is why I've always had a problem, even back here. You know, say, why you no go bush, no go this, no go. Come on. Where the institutions that charged with doing these things?
It is all photo
They're supposed to do.
opportunities.
But good. Thank God, with the exception of the attention seeker, who quick to go and love to point finger at others. Set
Because it's
angle.
politics.
Right. That by the other will say, no, 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 no. We're not, especially given the whole logistic when the president have to go somewhere and the entourage, and it's just gonna get in the way.
Hmm.
Especially at this very early thing when you don't need nothing in the way when things are fresh.
Exactly. Because
You need to get things clean up and so forth and so on and so on and so forth and so forth.
the aftermath of the hurricane, when people were, everybody wanted to see the prime minister. Because everybody, oh, him never come. I heard some people even saying, during the campaign, he found time to come into every. And I said, campaigning is different from governing. He was looking for your votes. No, he is re-elected. He's supposed to be governing, and coming out there to come and see you is just like campaigning.
Correct.
So you don't need him to be campaigning at this point.
It
You
is.
need him to be delivering
It
on
is
your
not
behalf.
just like it is. It's not just. It's not just like it's actually campaigning, but another way.
Yeah. So you need him to
Yeah.
be delivering on your behalf. So you don't need
Right.
him. You don't need to see your politicians.
Let the PW be there. Police, all again. People have to be re-socialized as to exactly what
What
constitutes government.
exactly, sir. Exactly.
So but people just see government as God knows. Put it there that way. Right. Then see PWD, Cornwall Regional, Black River Hospital, Parish Council, then the state government, Ministry of Agriculture, where that deal with how farmers gonna get back. They don't see it as government. They see God knows as government.
Yeah, they see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
if the politicians, if they don't see the politicians, they don't think that the government is
No, they
doing
don't see
anything.
government.
Yeah, because I
So
hear a lot. So the roads that got cleared, a lot of people, they don't see the government. Because that is the
Because they never see Andrew or they will shovel and thing and they got one spray for one shovel on side. They never see tough turn over there.
exactly. It is widespread across Jamaica.
With,
Even
right,
though
there was a tough turn with the mosquito thing for them back.
Exactly.
A spray. Yeah.
Even though the roads, I mean, like most of the roads are already clear, people, I mean, they're not in the process of building them back just yet, because you know how that will take some time. But the roads are
Right.
clear. People can go and come back
Basically,
where
get to move
basic
around. Yes.
water is being restored to communities. Right now, they're saying like 80 odd percent of people have water. Electricity is being restored, like 75% of people now have electricity. They still have people with care packages, getting care packages. The schools now, they're trying to shift people out of the temporary shelters into something more permanent and get the schools back up and running for the next school term and all of those things. That's the government at work. But a lot
Correct. I
of
mean,
people,
it's interesting that I'm going to say this, but the government need to socialize people as to who and what is the government.
which is true.
Because like us here, yes, they need to be educated as
Mm-hmm.
to what constitutes government.
Mm-hmm.
It's the institutions.
Mm-hmm.
That's government. Institutions with taxes are paid for. I mean, like us here, you and I will live this temperate climates we have snow. When snow fall, them not clean up everything one time, just clear part that we can have movements and so we can have some movements so we can go to the next phase of cleaning up.
Yes.
It's on phase basis.
Yeah. It's a
So
yeah.
maybe maybe Garden House needs to explain to people that the way life and things operate is on a phase basis. Phase.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, but you see.
And the phase of three things. Three: the immediacy, or the now, the media, and the medium and the long term.
A lot of people, because we're living in a different age now, where it's the instant. Everybody need
Well,
things to be done
instant
this
rapidly.
minute, instant. Yes, the instant, and that is what is causing all kinds of problems, and that's why people these days are not happy, because nobody have the patience to wait anymore. You want it done, you want it right away, because in the age of cell phones and social media and everything, we get broke bad. We
There you
broke
go.
bad. So everybody know, feel like say boy, because when you check it out, it's how many weeks just it's about 5 weeks gone since the hurricane, and
Right.
people I don't know if they expected that everything, all the services were going to be back up and running. I was listening to Lady D earlier, and she was talking about how long it took after Gilbert for people to get back electricity.
It took quite a while, yes.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, and when I think back about my being in Montego Bay, at the time, it it came back quicker
Mm-hmm.
than. In fact, yes, I do remember from back then that I was surprised to hear that. I don't know where the lady was talking about where she was at the time, Kingston, but that's one places were still out of electricity. And it took quite some time, and we had gotten back electricity in Montego Bay after all of the utility line. But of course, I'm going
A
to get
lot
it back
of
quickly
people,
because
even in the east,
a tourism resort, so Montego Bay will get back
exactly.
around fast.
And guess what? Remember that you have some places that got the damage, got hit worse than some. The
Worse
eastern
than some.
parishes got hit.
Mm,
So those parishes, it took them months to get back on track. So a lot
mm.
of people are making it out now as if, why? I understand the frustration, don't get me wrong. And one day without electricity or water is one day too many. You know what I mean?
But
However,
you know something, really, Chris.
mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, however, under the circumstances, people are to understand that, hey, listen, we just went through a category 6 hurricane. It's
You
not
know,
going to be, everything is not going to come back quickly. Yeah, go ahead.
but yeah, again, certain things in life,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's personal
Mm-hmm.
and it's all about self-preservation. So everybody look at themselves and say, "What go on for me? Not now
Mm-hmm.
go on for me."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So take on that personal thing,
Yes, yes, yes.
but yet, and this is just afterthought, because I'm telling you this. Yet, when COVID they go around, they never did that and take on that personal responsibility and say, "You know what? I'll look at myself."
Mm.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, deal. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it as usual, my brother.
A solid thing go.
So the thing's set, man. Say a word.
Yeah. Okay.
Big up
Cool.
yourself. All right. Yes, well, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's the Chris Wilby Show. And it's the Hot Topics edition.
Caribbean vibes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Caribbean vibes. Yeah.
You are listening into Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, KVRN, is an independently owned and operated online radio station proudly broadcasting 24 hours per day, 365 days a year from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, USA. The views and opinions expressed by host, guests, and contributors on KVRN are strictly for informational and entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our affiliated stations including Fit FM 96.7, Linkage Radio, and NRP Media JA. We provide content that covers a wide range of topics including, but not limited to, politics, current affairs, and relationship issues under our guiding mantra covering the globe like no one else can. KVRN also streams content on YouTube under the name KVR Network. For questions, comments, or further information, please feel free to contact us at email at CaribbeanVibesRadio@gmail.com. That is Caribbean with a K. That is KARIBBEANVIBEZ radio@gmail.com, or mail at P.O. Box 42, Centerville, Massachusetts 02632 USA. Thank you for tuning in and supporting Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, your global connection for vibrant, thought-provoking content.
I just positive sounds I play. Caribbean vibes, they cannot play like you. They wanna play like you, that's true. Caribbean vibes, they wanna play like you. Cannot play like you. Play the way you do.
All right, so hello, good evening. You're live on the radio.
A pleasant good evening to you, Chris,
Sister
and to
Pat.
the family. Yes,
Evening.
how are you?
I am fine, thank you. I'm blessed and highly flavored.
Blessed and highly flavored, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
I got good hearing, you know.
Yes, you got good ears.
I got good ears.
Yes, I am highly flavored.
That's what I'm talking about. That's good. All right. Yeah, I was listening to the dialogue between you and DL, and it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to have my spin on this.
Right.
You know, let's be reminded we're living in an era of the instantaneous gratification.
Mm-hmm.
It's the microwave spin.
Oh my God.
I want what I want and I want it
No.
now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care how I get it as long as I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to make me feel good. Forget about everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
As long as me and me and me come first.
Mm-hmm.
This is the era that we're in now.
Yes.
Now, I just want to add that there is a notion which says if you fail to plan, your plans are going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not plan long term,
Right.
you're going to be in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I remember when we saw my parents, they bought a home and they had to pay mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
they had to pay taxes,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to pay insurance. Now, when you pay insurance on your home, it's a warranty. It's not a guarantee, it's a warranty,
Mm-hmm.
which means if anything happens, you will get a little insurance money.
Right.
But as time goes by, we see, excuse me, that there are folks who did not want to purchase a home wherein they can have a mortgage. They prefer to build up these little board houses. And I usually see board houses on the truck coming into the community. And I'm wondering, I'm wondering what in the world is going on? Now, Jamaica has been a hurricane country for years and years. And we have gotten warnings upon warnings. And I remember um, when we were getting a hurricane or a storm um, forecast, people would be proactive. You run to the hardware store, you buy up your hardware stuff, you board up your windows, you get your extra resources of water, your grocery and stuff like that because you're going to be battened in.
Mm-hmm.
People were prepared.
Mm-hmm.
But we see lately, people are ignorant of the fact. When I say ignorant, you have two kind of ignorance. You have the ignorant individual who cannot read or write,
Mm-hmm.
and they will argue with you tooth and nail,
Mm-hmm.
up and down the block,
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
because they're airing their own opinions. And then you have arrogant ignorance, which turns out to be arrogance. The person who
Mm-hmm.
is ignorant of the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And believe you me, those are the people you cannot have a dialogue with because they have their own ideology.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible refers to them as fools in Proverbs.
Yes.
Proverbs tell us don't argue with the fool because the fool has his or own opinions.
Yes.
And you will never win an argument with the fool.
True.
Now, we see these board houses, especially, by the seaside. We know that there were no guarantee. There was no assurance because if a storm or a hurricane comes, the waters just come rushing in and take those little touch-up houses and bring them out into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the people who were unprepared. The Bible said the man who built his house upon the sand, the water come and wash it away, and that's what happened.
Yes.
And so now the government is offering these individuals an opportunity to get a structure which will be on a sure foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're objecting. What more you want the government to do? The government is not at liberty to give you back a house because your house washed away because you didn't have a plan. So now they're offering you a better plan wherein you can be assured that if you have this house, it will last for the next hurricane when it comes. Rest assured, you might be a bit more safer,
Yes.
but you cannot argue with people who really do not want to listen. You have to leave them alone. But they can sit there and wait and think that the government is at liberty to build them house for free or give them whatever it is they want for free. Yes, I know for a fact that there are some crooked politicians. They
Mm-hmm.
only come out when it's election time so they can get your vote.
Right.
And the moment they get your vote, they go right back in the office and they couldn't care less
Yeah,
about
they
you.
don't do anything for the people.
No,
Mm-hmm.
but we see with this hurricane, which was a category 5,
Mm-hmm.
it lashed the folks.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones who were unprepared, they are the ones who are suffering. And yes, they sat back idly by, waiting for the prime minister to come every day and do for them. They didn't make a concerted effort to even clean up their place.
Listen,
Well,
man,
you know,
that is one of the things that I just couldn't understand. How it is that these people are just sitting down and not cleaning up their immediate environment and trying to put themselves back together. It's like they're waiting, like literally waiting for
for a handout,
somebody to come,
for
yeah,
a
and come
handout.
and hand out something to them. And then when that handout doesn't reach, no, I am not saying that the government should not assist anybody,
Oh no,
but for anybody at all, I don't care who you are or which government is in power. It is not, and I want people who are listening in to me right now, wherever you're listening to me from, it is not the government's responsibility to build back your house. It just
no,
isn't. It's not the government's responsibility to provide housing for you. It's just not. Now the government has a program. It's a national program where people contribute. It's called the NHT, the National Housing Trust, where you contribute and you can apply to receive the benefits from the NHT, right? Now, if you want to go that route, the government is providing that. However, for people to believe that the government should come and build back their houses after it get flattened out is ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense. And I don't understand where people get that form of that mentality from. They want
that's
the
a,
government, and I'm not saying that, hey, listen, if you can get a little assistance from the government, if you take it, But the entitlement,
yeah, that's
the
the word. That's the
entitlement that
word. Yeah.
we as Jamaicans feel that somebody somewhere owes something.
That's true.
Somebody owes
That is
something. The
so true.
government owe you. Some of them don't even
Nothing.
pay, they're not paying no taxes.
Don't pay no tax.
I mean,
They
they pay
don't
the
want to
taxes
pay
through
water.
the GCT, 'cause whatever. But
Yes.
but I mean, a lot of them that they just sit down there and they expect government to come and give them something.
They don't want to pay a water bill. They don't want to pay a light. They jukes the light. They jukes the water. I mean, in one community, if one person have water, you find out 30, 40 homes
Mm.
getting water from off of the main. And it is just so
Yep.
sad. But this is a time I would recommend and I would encourage. This is an opportunity for a lot of folks to get it right. The
Mm-hmm.
government is offering you to a loan so you can get your own little place. Take it.
Mm-hmm. You know.
Those who never had this opportunity before the hurricane, excuse me, now is a
Mm-hmm.
perfect opportunity for them to take
Yes, man.
advantage of what is being offered because they will never get this opportunity again.
There's so many misinformation out there, and then the
Oh
people who
yes.
are spreading the misinformation, some of them live in Jamaica,
Oh my
so
God.
they don't live in Jamaica and they have the loudest mouth discouraging
Yes.
people from doing all kinds of things,
Yes.
you know spreading lies and propaganda and doing all
Propaganda.
kinds of nonsense, and it is being harmful, and the people who live there are not
Mm-hmm.
listening to the authorities. And I understand people are skeptical of government. I get it. They've been bamboozled so many times over the years with government. I get
Right.
it. You know what I mean? I
And some
understand.
of them have been brainwashed. Some of
That
them
too.
have been
That
brainwashed
too. Yeah.
into not believing that the government is legit. So, if
Mm-hmm.
you are there and you see what the government is doing, You ask the government, what can you do to enhance my quality of life?
Exactly.
I am the one who need the help.
Mm-hmm.
So please help me. Show me what you can do for
Mm-hmm.
me. Give me a start,
Right.
and I will be able to make the necessary means and ways as to how I will enjoy my quality of life.
Yes.
And as you say, it can be handed on to the next generation and to the next.
But yeah,
Because
but of
when
course.
you have a little home, that's gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's gold right there. Nobody can take that away from you.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and so we I don't understand it. I don't understand where some of these people get this mentality from. I saw a video other day, you see, because
Uh-huh.
have you ever really listened to how Jamaicans talk when them a beg your things, them a tell you.
Listen, them
wh-
out of order.
them a tell you
Chris,
where they no want and where you know his hand come give them. And I'm like, oh no,
my
that stay down there and dead because me not say nothing come give you. Not gonna
listen.
too bright or whatever. That.
No, them too bossy and them too cockety.
I said
My my
there is what I don't remember the name of the restaurant. Some
mhm,
restaurant is down there during this time, helping and assisting to cook food and distribute to people.
yes.
And how I see the people dealing with the thing. Now, if you don't want the food, don't take it. If you go there one time and you see them serve you what they call it, seasoned rice or whatever they want to call it, and
Mhm,
it
mhm.
mix up and you say, boy, like this, okay, fine, it's your preference, it's your taste. But you take 2 and 3 plates and three different days or whatever, and then you start to complain, say it's the same thing them giving you every day. They might give you some food to keep you alive. It's not
All right
it's not
now. Okay.
restaurant your day where they might give you
Okay.
you can pick and choose what, and this is the level of
The
entitlement
mentality.
that just
Yes.
get to me, because the people
Absolutely.
they video and put it up on social media of them giving the food to the dogs because them no want it. Look at it, skin up their face. Look at it, look at it. And this them I serve for
Man,
people.
them would that
And this them I give
Chris
people.
them.
Look at this. And I'm like, wow,
And you know how discouraging that can be to the individual who take
that's
their
what I'm
time and their effort.
saying.
They're
These
doing you a favor.
idiots,
They don't have to be doing it.
these
They don't have to
idiots
be doing
who
it.
are videoing themselves and putting themselves on social media, they are
Mhm.
embarrassing the country.
Of course, of course. And it's not everybody like that, but they give a bad name, a bad
That's
reputation
what I'm
to
talking about.
people who are in need and
Mm-hmm.
who are getting help. My brother-in-law has a home in Portland, and the family home, and he fixed it up, and he has been there for about a month already. My sister left on Saturday, but before my sister left, I get a lot of stuff from pantry. People carry things and give me Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it. I live alone, and it's a sin for me to take these things.
Mm-hmm.
And each time I get this stuff, I told my sister, I said, listen, you'll get the barrel and we're going to pack up these things. You're going to Portland. She said it costs her a lot of money, but she brought me almost to tears today.
Mm-hmm.
Called me. She said, my sister, let me tell you, from I got there, I got my barrels, and I have been putting stuff in bags,
Mm-hmm.
different bags. She said the poverty is of such, the people are in need,
Mm-hmm.
and the things that we don't want, we throw away, and these are the things that people need.
Mm-hmm.
So it's encouraging for me to know that, yes, There are people who are in need
Mm-hmm.
and they are satisfied.
Right, right.
They are
Some people are
thankful. They are
appreciative.
grateful. And
Yes,
they
yes,
appreciate the little
yes,
bit that they get,
yes, yes.
as opposed these parasites who telling you, oh, don't send me no tomato sauce, don't send me no corn, don't send me no
I said,
green
I
beans,
saw a
and
lady, is
don't
it?
send me
I saw a lady
oh
on social
Chris.
media.
Yes.
She was literally cussing that she don't want no more sanitary napkins because the
She
people them are
looking.
saying them they need food, they need this, they need that, and I'm like, I don't get it. You mean people sending you some sanit? You don't have to take it. Why are you
Right.
taking it? And now you're videoing yourself quarreling and cussing and telling people we don't want we. Now she's talking on behalf of everybody in Westmoreland. No,
Everybody.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who
Mm-hmm.
gave her the spokesperson job for
Mm-hmm.
everybody in Westmoreland, but for some strange reason, she got the job, and she was she was doing a very good job at broadcasting that we don't want no more sanitary napkin, we have too much. And I'm like, all you have to do, okay, you get a portion, find out from some of your neighbors now if them you think you have too much, find out, because I guarantee you have some of the neighbors who could do well with a few packs.
Of course, of
But
course.
instead you come
And
with your arrogant self on social
yes,
media, you're
yes.
demanding that you don't want this, and people must send this, and I'm like, these people, they just get to you like what?
Entitlement, and they think they are entitled, but you know what, it's called blessings, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
because hearing someone who is in need, and if I can help, and they are appreciative, it's called blessing, because
Yes.
when God blesses you, you can bless someone else. And sometimes people get their blessings and they kick it over like a bucket of milk.
Yes.
When you kick over a bucket of milk, spilled milk cannot be recouped. You will never get the amount back in the bucket. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why some of them will never get their blessing, because they are rude, they
Yeah.
are ignorant, they are arrogant, they are disrespectful, and they're
True, man.
non appreciative.
True.
And when you find people like those, you just got to leave them alone.
Yes.
An individual like that, or a few people like those, will not discourage me from helping someone who is in
Mm.
need, because there's somebody out there, as this statement is made, if I can help somebody as I pass along,
And
then
my
my
living
living
shall
shall
not be
not
in
be
vain.
in vain. You
Yes.
can't help everybody. Jesus was the most perfect man that walked this earth. He never hurt a fly. And look what they did. Hang him
Mm.
up on a tree,
I
hang him
tell
up
you.
on a tree, and he didn't deserve it. So
If you
if
tell
they
you.
could do that to Jesus, what they won't do to me and you, but we still have to try to help our brother and sister. So bring them up to speed, encourage them. Don't
Mm-hmm.
let that one or two individuals allow God to take his blessing away from us. So that's my little recommendation and my notion that the government is not totally responsible for anybody who lose their house because it's
Okay.
their negligence. The horn, yeah, the horn was blown, but they choose to ignore it. They did not evacuate, they didn't leave, and as a result of that, they just have to suffer the consequences.
All right, Sister Pat. Appreciate the call as usual. Thank you.
You're welcome, sure.
All right.
Okay, bye
God
bye.
bless. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 508-762-7621. 508-762-7621 is the number to call if you want to participate. What do you think? Do you believe that it is the government's responsibility, or what's the role that you believe that the government should be playing in this after this hurricane? 508-762-7621. I want to say good evening to those of you on. I see Simi Simone Myrie Dawson. Okay, good evening to you, Simone. Voices with Lady D. Good evening to you, my friend, my sister from another mother. And of course, Sister Patricia. Stonygot, 1865. Good evening to you. Good to see you. Good to have you on board. Good evening to you, my brother Eval Green. Happy to see you. So I see Stonygot. Stonygot is saying, no, it is not the government can make. The government can make soft loans available, but it is not government's responsibility to provide housing to people after a disaster. Thank you very much. Appreciate that comment there. Jamaica is not a communist state. Taxpayers' money is not there to rebuild people's homes after a disaster. The richest country on earth does not. Amen. Hallelujah. You make me get in a spirit. Amen, man. I saw the richest country on earth, United States. Nah, rebuild nobody house. That is why when you not build house, you don't need to have insurance, because that's where you get the rebuilding from. But you do not, ladies and gentlemen, you do not sit around and expect. I hear a guy on social media claiming to be some radio talk show, and he was adamant that the government should rebuild people's homes if they can. And I'm like, this is the kind of, and the problem with these things, is that these guys, they have such huge following, and they are misleading. They are misleading the country. They are misleading a vast amount of the people. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play this clip for you.
I'm making this call for the government to make special accommodation for the 185 residents who are located at the shelter at Petersfield in central Westmoreland. These residents have been given until the end of December to find accommodations. And I believe that it is really unreasonable and difficult for these residents in light of the circumstances. I understand that the school is needed to reopen for students. However, the government must ensure that they provide some reasonable shelter to house these residents whose lives have been displaced because of a hurricane that they never brought to Jamaica. A caring government would ensure that these residents are protected and supported instead of putting forward solutions that is an affront to the dignity of the people, because they have indicated that a tent should be pitched on the playfield so that it would house these residents, and the playfield is subject to flooding from time to time. I would suggest to the government a three-pronged approach wherein they would find appropriate holding area for these residents. Second, they would look for those residents who have houses where they can effect repairs, and the government would provide building materials for them and get the JDF, their engineering corps, to assist these individuals with repair, repairs to the houses. And third, where there are the residents. I am Senator Professor Floyd Morris, opposition spokesperson on housing and sustainable living. I'm making this call.
All right, so that was Professor Floyd Morris. Now, seems as if the final point he was making there got lost. But he was making a number of points to the government because according to what he was saying and according to reports is that the government is saying, hey, listen, we're going to need the schools for January. So people can't just stay in the schools indefinitely. So what I don't know. What is your take on that, ladies and gentlemen? Should the government now be taking over about the schools? Because people them have to go to school. I mean, I understand the plight, and sometimes when you talk, it sounds like you don't have no heart. But should we, you see, sometimes, a lot of us take some positions because we are anti or we are pro. Either we're anti the government or we're pro the government. And we take some positions that is not rooted in any form of, what do you call it? Sense. It's not logical. Some of the stance we take. I remember when the hurricane hit Jamaica. Right after the hurricane. And the Prime Minister rightfully said, we, the half of Jamaica that has not been hit, need to redouble the effort to keep Jamaica flowing, keep Jamaica afloat. Because we have a section now that is crippled. And I heard people cursing the Prime Minister for saying that. The Minister of Education came out and said, we are going to reopen schools as quickly as possible in the section of the society, the section of the country that was not affected by the hurricane. And I heard people on social media, people who have following. I am not just talking about a little one man come out and says, people who have huge following on social media. They call them influencers. They come out and say the Prime Minister wicked. And then if you send them pitney go to school because I kid you not, I'm not talking anything that I don't know or anybody just come tell me. I saw it with my own eyes. People talking about how cruel the government is because they want to open up back schools. No, this section of the society was not damaged. So why should they not go to school? Why the picnic them not go to school? Me not get it. I mean, I ask myself, I say, hold on. Am I missing something? And where's the common sense? But no, there's no common sense because guess what? If you're anti-government and you're anti-Andrew Holness and you're anti the JLP, there's nothing that the JLP does. There's nothing that they do that you are going to be satisfied with. Opening up back schools as quickly as possible and getting back to normal, getting the children back into school, it should be a no-brainer. They shouldn't be partisan. We should want the children to get back into school. COVID, remember that when COVID, these students were out of school for a long time. Some of these students, it started to mess with their brain. They weren't getting to socialize. And we're barely recovering from COVID, the after effect of COVID. And we still have people with the nonsense. I don't know if some Jamaicans don't like school or what. I mean, not for we don't really like school, but we not fit no one to pick them go to school. Even if we don't like school, we not want to pick them for no go to school. We want to pick them for go to school. So a lot of people were talking about, and even now, I saw one guy, same name Marvin, came out and threatening the government. Say if him put out the people them. If the Prime Minister, he went ahead and he even called some names, Called names. Him say, he will start a revolution. And him have people who telling him daily. Yeah. So, these are the people who have influence. I don't have no influence, I have no influence at all. I'm just a little man, just come on the radio every once in a while, every week, and just talk two things. I know I don't have no influence. But the people them who have the influence, they are the ones who are the conspiracy theories, the lies, the misinformation. And I see Prime Minister Mia Mottley is getting in on the act. Last week's show, we talk about misinformation. And I see Prime Minister Mia Mottley is getting in on the action. She is talking about misinformation. So it's something that a lot of people are talking about, because it is a dangerous society we live in. When people can just make up story and just destroy your life in an instant, it is misinformation. So here is Mia Mottley. Here is Prime Minister Mia Mottley, ladies and gentlemen, talking about the misinformation and how dangerous it is.
They're making wild allegations, not only on social media to Bajans, but once it hits social media, where is it going? To the entire world. And you can tell me that a country that has prided itself on free and fair elections ever since we certainly had universal adult suffrage in 1951. We've never had to bring in people from overseas because there was never a doubt about the integrity of our process. Will not sit idly by and have people tarnish this country's name. Because next thing you know, people will be referring to us as a banana republic or all other kinds of disparaging things. And you say, a man who could not even save his deposit in the last by-election now wants to tarnish the name of the country of Barbados when it comes to democracy? I say again, put up or shut up.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful to the people. That's all I can say about it.
Right, Sister Karen Cross there. Ungrateful set of people. Yeah, that why they just creep up in there. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is Mia Mottley. So you see, it's not just in Jamaica where they have the problem. It is everywhere. But the funny thing about the funny thing about that video is that a lot of Jamaicans worship the ground that Prime Minister Mia Mottley walks on. A lot of Jamaicans. And they say that Prime Minister Mia Mottley is the Prime Minister of the Caribbean. A lot of them, they hate our own Prime Minister, but they worship Mia Mottley. Stick up in. A few weeks ago, The Prime Minister said as much. Maybe different ways still, different words. But they were referring to the same thing, the disinformation. But the thing is, people who don't like Andrew will hear, hello, good evening, you're live on the radio.
Is who and why me and Matt the skin.
She was dealing with her internal politics within her country. Yeah, so I guess it was the opposition she was scolding, but it is everywhere.
What?
The misinformation.
Oh, it's misinformation. She's
Yeah, so
chomping at the bit at.
Yes, so she was talking about the misinformation and how they're characterizing Barbados, and what she's saying is what we have been saying, is that when you get on social media, you're not just talking to your audience, you're talking to an international audience, and
absolutely.
it looked bad on your country. And what she said, I echo the sentiments. It makes you look like a banana republic.
Absolutely. Social media international.
So the same thing she is quarreling about, but a lot of Jamaicans won't bash Mia Motley for saying that. They won't even comment. And as a matter of fact, they probably will even cheer her for saying. But when our Prime Minister said the same thing, they say he's a dictator and he wants to stifle free speech. It's not about stifling free speech.
Why they characterize him as such? Because of past actions that he had taken as they want to shut down speech. And you see, when you set that precedence, anything that you do,
you want to give me an example of the Prime Minister of Jamaica trying to shut down free speech?
There was something where somebody made a comment and sent police for the person yard.
You mean in COVID? When they were disobeying the order?
No, it was disobeying order. Somebody had made some remark and didn't care for it, and police should put them yard.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing,
wrong.
No. Here's the thing, free speech. No. Here's the thing, dear. Free speech doesn't mean that you're free from consequences. You have free speech. You can say what you want, but you cannot use the media to threaten people and say things that hold on, let me see if I can accept this call here, dear. Hold on, don't hang up.
Yeah.
Hello, you're live on the radio.
Good evening, Mr. Wilby.
Hello, Sister Gloria. I haven't heard from you in a very long time. You think you dash me away?
No, man, me not throw you away, man. I'm listening even if I don't call.
Okay, good.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, I was listening to Hotline. It was they had a guest, like a teacher,
right?
Or what you call them? I forget what you call them. They come around and check you. I think she was a teacher or not, and she said they were clearing out the schools to open back school. A part of it is leaking. I think it's Padmore, way up on the hills, because I was asking my grandson about it.
Okay.
And they usually give them a cooked meal, but then the meal, the cooked meal, because the stove and things had damaged. And she said how the children appreciated eat, they were were reacting to each other. They gave them dry stuff to eat because solvent things weren't in place.
Mm.
But those children, I think, had to do their exam.
Right.
So the earlier the children get to go back to school, it's better for them
I think so too.
because they can see their classmates
Mm-hmm.
and they don't process stress like a bigger person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not good for us and it's not good for them. So what they need to do, don't put out bad stuff. Talk to somebody, and if Miss Mary can put up Mass John, or they can come together and let the children go back home to schools because the schools are needed. You see, some of those people never work to buy a house or even put down on a house. And those are the people who throw up their hands and decide, government forgive me a house now.
Mm.
Because I'm not saying that government not to help in a situation because some of us are way, way down less fortunate than
Right.
others.
Right.
But don't keep the children and occupy the schools. The children need to go out and to interact with their little friends and get the stress off because another person they had was saying, we the adults over here in America and other parts that are helping, don't bite off more than what we can chew because we are here sometimes we feel that we're not there to help or some might have the money and we process stress differently
Yes.
from the children.
Yes.
So let the children go out. If Miss Jones or Miss Mary can talk and put up Joan or John or Uncle Ben, do it that way and let the children go back out where they can see their little schoolmate and interact with one another instead of bashing the government. And that is my little part.
I agree with you.
Let
Thank
them
you very
go out
much.
and play with their little friends.
Yes, man.
Ease off the stress.
Mm-hmm.
Free up the schools.
Yes.
And because you know what, Mr. Wilby, when I listen to the news and the airports were back in service, I said, wow, because we depend on tourism. When they were telling you which airport was ready and they could take whatever, I applaud them from here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not hearing, but I feel good. I was
Yes.
bowing my head.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let the children go play with one another and let off some of the stress.
Yes, man. The
And
school. We have to figure it
the
out. You know,
schools
life
are
goes on.
needed.
Yeah, life goes on. We can't tie up the schools indefinitely.
No.
And I hear some people talking as if the government is uncaring because the government is saying, hey, listen, we have to make other arrangement to get the schools free up for January morning. I mean, like, I am on board with that.
Let the children go out, go play with their little friends and jump off. All of it. That's what is going on around them.
Yes, man.
And if you can help, give a helping hand, or if you can put up Miss Mary or whatever,
Yeah,
instead
man.
of criticizing the government to death, especially the Prime Minister. Come on. They're killing him.
I tell you, I wouldn't want to be the prime minister in this situation at all. I don't envy him, you know. Him have a job where, oh Lord have mercy.
I am praying for him.
Yes,
for both
yes,
of them.
yes.
I was praying for both of them, the opposition, and I am the
Yes.
I am on the Prime Minister's side.
Yes, man.
But
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm still praying for a peaceful election. I was.
Yes.
But I don't like the abuse and the killing. I said, thank God every day it went, it went peacefully.
Right.
Come on, let the children go jump up and down with them one another, their little school friend.
All right, Sister Gloria. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right. Deal, I know you're still there. Hello. All right. Let's see if I can get back DL. Um. Hello. Hello. I'm hearing DL, but he's not hearing me at all. Like him put on the phone and gone sleep. Anyway. Hello, DL. Are you there? I have phone line open, but him not saying anything. Like him gone sleep. All right. So, and if DL come back, we can accommodate him because seems as if he's Yes, Mr. DL. Hello. All right. Let me just get rid of that call because the line is open. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's we're getting almost. How far we have left? How many minutes we have left? All right. Let me see if we can get some more.
You're making wild allegations.
Yeah, that is Mia Motley. That's Mia Motley, ladies and gentlemen. And we have some more news here that I wanted to touch on. Very interesting one here now. Listen to this one here, ladies and gentlemen. No, 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 no. It's loading. According to the Jamaica Star, ladies and gentlemen, according to the Jamaica Star, I'm reading the headline. Gay safe house full and overflowing. A housing facility providing accommodation for members of the homosexual. We're talking about Jamaica, right? Okay, yeah. We're still in Jamaica, right? Yeah. A housing facility providing accommodation for members of the homosexual community in Jamaica is full. It also has a long waiting list. Glenroy Murray, Executive Director of Equality for All Foundation, said the facility provides shelter for homeless members of the LGBT community. It accommodates somewhere between 20 and 25 persons. And it's full, Murray said. It's always full because of those realities, homelessness. So even when people move out, there are more people on the waiting list, he added. The privately run facility was established by the Larry Chang Foundation. Murray said that another organization, the Car Trans Support Group, is about to open another safe house for members of the community. Murray said, help with homelessness is the number one thing the community reaches out to us for, he said. The need to provide shelter for members of the community has been exacerbated by the passage of Hurricane Melissa, which displaced many persons in western Jamaica. I don't have any commentary on that one there. I am just giving you that news there, just a little bit of news. I don't have anything on it. I honestly don't have any comment on that one. So not touching it. US proposal would require 5 years of social media from foreign travelers. Travelers arriving through major gateways like LAX could soon face significantly expanded digital screening under a new federal proposal that would require 5 years of social media history from the millions of foreign visitors. U.S. Customs and Border Protection has filed a draft rule that would make social media disclosure mandatory for citizens of 42 visa waiver program countries, including the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and South Korea. These travelers currently use the Electronic System for Travel Authorization, or ESTA, which allows most tourists to visit the United States for up to 90 days without a traditional visa after paying a $40 fee and providing basic contact information. Under the proposal, according to the New York Times and federal documents, ESTA applicants would have to list all social media handles used over the past 5 years, along with other expanded biographical details. CBP says the move is required under a 2025 executive order aimed at identifying national security and public safety threats before travelers ever board a U.S.-bound flight. Officers would be looking for potential red flags such as ties to violent extremism, fraud, or past threat of violence. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you, if you are traveling to the U.S., would you give up your social media handle? I mean, it's not a choice, you know. It's something where you have to go to. But no, so Jamaicans, yeah, be careful what you're posting on social media these days. Be careful what you're posting on social media, because it may just come back to bite you. Yeah. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, a second grand jury refuses to indict New York AG Letitia James. So, for a second time in recent days, a federal grand jury in Virginia has refused to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James for alleged mortgage fraud, sources said. The grand jury rejected the Department of Justice's attempt to refile the case after a federal judge dismissed an earlier case based on the unlawful appointment of the U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia. Federal prosecutors on Thursday failed to convince a majority of grand jurors to approve charges that James misled a bank to obtain favorable loan terms on a home mortgage, according to sources. The charges were presented to a grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia's Alexandria branch after a grand jury in Norfolk, Virginia last week rejected the charges. A Justice Department spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request for comments. Now, Donald Trump is trying to go around and prosecute all his opponents. So he's trying to get back at Letitia James, because Letitia James did prosecute him. And that's why he ended up with 49 felonies. So he wants to get back at Letitia James, but his Justice Department can't even get it right to have them charge her or so. Yeah, they have to. Yeah, it's not working out for them at all. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I have one more. I think I have an email here. That I need to. So 508-762-7621. We have 15 minutes left in the program. 508-762-7621. If you want to participate in the program, where do you believe that the Jamaican government or government should provide housing solutions for its citizens after a national disaster? For the most part, people are saying absolutely not. It is not the government's fault to it's not the government's fault. So that is great. So question, it is the government's fault. Now I have a response here. One, and this one is from Simone Dawson. It says here, my reply, number one, and boy, it is a long response, so I better get to it. Number one, is it the government's responsibility? The answer depends on whether you are asking about legal liability or ethical, moral obligation. Yes, sir. Legally, no, not fully. The Constitution, the Jamaican Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms, protects property rights and privacy, but it does not explicitly enshrine a right to government-provided housing. The law under the Disaster Risk Management Act, the government, through ODPM, is responsible for emergency shelter, immediate relief, food, water, and safety. There is no statutory requirement for the government to rebuild private homes destroyed by natural disaster. Ethically, socially, yes, to an extent. International standards, Jamaica is a signatory to the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, which recognize the right of everyone to an adequate standard of living, including adequate housing, while not always enforceable in local courts. This creates a strong moral obligation for the state to prevent homelessness. And the social construct. Citizens argue that because the state enforces building codes and manages disaster preparedness, it has a duty to protect the most vulnerable who cannot afford private insurance. Thank you very much. And two, the opposition's position, that is the PNP, according to Simi Simone, in this particular circumstance, likely the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa or Beryl, the People's National Party, the PNP, has generally taken the position that the government's response is insufficient and bureaucratic. The arguments typically include inadequacy of grants. They argue that a grant of Jamaican $150,000 to $400,000 is insufficient to rebuild a livable structure given the current cost of construction materials. I'm trying to go through. Administrative failure. They have criticized the bypassing of local councillors who are often closer to the ground in favor of centralized distribution, which they claim leads to delays and political favoritism. And so, to analyze it, the gap reality that there is a massive gap between the government grant, approximately $2,500 and the actual cost of building a concrete house, which is $15,000 to $30,000 for a minimum wage worker or pensioner. The gap is impossible to bridge without government intervention. These people technically remain displaced indefinitely. So, yeah. Arguments favoring the government's position is that fiscal reality, Jamaica has a limited budget. Fully replacing thousands of homes could bankrupt the treasury or force cuts to education, health, and infrastructure. But the moral hazard is that if the government guarantees a new house to anyone who loses one, it discourages people from buying insurance or building strictly to the code. The government prefers to spend on public infrastructure, that is roads, bridges, electricity, rather than private assets. Oh, that was a mouthful. Thank you very much. I mean, she went through the gamut and she listed them in detail, full detail. So thank you. Appreciate the contributions. I mean, that was well detailed, and I hope that whoever is listening on YouTube will go back and listen to it afterwards, because this is the detail, and I like how it is structured and it is listed one by one. The answer was very, very well done. Thank you very much. What else do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? Energy Minister Daryl Vaz. I couldn't finish the program and not play this,
Who went on social media and hit out against the JPS loan, and one in Parliament yesterday who grilled the Minister of Finance about the prudence of this. Yet still, one of them on social media up to recently was crying crocodile tears in one and then fighting against it.
All right, to listen to Daryl Vaz, you know. Daryl Vaz, if I I don't know if I say if I set them straight or what, but why I tell you?
I want to leave this with you.
Yeah, leave it with us.
As usual, I like to go to my Oxford dictionary.
All right.
And I Google crocodile tears.
Mm-hmm.
Tears are expressions of sorrow that are insincere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
The origin, mid-16th century, said to be named from a belief that crocodile wept while devouring or luring their prey.
Oh, boy.
That is the one on social media.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
The one yesterday that called We're Crying Parliament last week. We have a thing called dry cry. I looked it up and it said dry cry meaning in Jamaica. In Jamaican patois, dry cry often refers to pretending to cry or shedding fake tears to gain sympathy, attention, or manipulate a situation. It implies a false sense. It implies a false display of sadness without being genuine. I leave that to the Jamaican people to judge.
I tell you, there's never a dull moment in Jamaica. I tell you, absolutely never a dull moment in Jamaica. And that is where we're going to leave it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you. I know that you have choices, you have lots and lots of choices. And the fact that you chose to spend some of it with me this evening, I do appreciate it. You could have been otherwise doing other things, but you chose to come and hang out with me, talking nonsense and listening to me and participating in the nonsense when I talk. So I feel appreciate it. Big up yourself, Linkage Radio. Linkage massive. Yeah, man. Big up. I know I'm loving now. What else? Do we have anything else that I miss? Oh yeah, there was one more. We have time for that. Yeah, we have a little bit of time. We can spare to get to it. There's one more. Auditor General calls out $29 million credit card error at Parliament. This one here I saw it today, and I was like, what? Why is this thing not loading? It's not loading on my computer. All right. Oh my God. I wanted to read this one here, but it's not loading. Let me see if I can pick it up on my phone here, ladies and gentlemen, so I can read it before I go. The Auditor General, where was it? Sima Simone, good evening. I see Sima Simone listening in. She's on Facebook. Good evening to you, Sima Simone. Good evening to you, Sister Arlene. How are you? All is well? How's it going in your neck of the woods? All right, let me see if I can pick this one up. I'm trying to find the one that said Auditor General. I did save it, but it's not loading for some reason. It's not loading on my computer. It's just spinning around. So I'm trying to see if I can pick up the same thing from my phone. And it's not no. Yeah, I'm not getting it. So I guess we're gonna have to leave that one out for. Why is it not loading? It's just spinning around on my computer. All right, I think. Hold on a minute. Here it is. Okay. No, that's not it. What? Here's one. Is it the same one? Let me see what this headline says over here. Auditor General calls out $29 million credit card error at Parliament. No, that's not the same one. So I think there's another one. A $1 million discount grant by a bidder to the House of Parliament, which later awarded the firm a $24 million contract, undermined the integrity and transparency of the procurement process, an audit report has concluded. Further, the report said a review of procurement records revealed that the contract was signed after the works had been substantially completed. Sorry, I never read this one before, because we could get into it a little bit. Well, I tell you, Jamaica is just not a real place, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you for being such loyal soldiers. And we're gonna go out with some Christmas carols, So big up on yourself, everybody. Have yourselves a fantastic night. God bless you, and wow, good. I will catch you guys on Sunday. All right, take care.
Caribbean vibes, yeah. Caribbean vibes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Caribbean vibes. Yeah.
You are listening into Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, KVRN, is an independently owned and operated online radio station, proudly broadcasting 24 hours per day, 365 days a year from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, USA. The views and opinions expressed by host, guests, and contributors on KVRN are strictly for informational and entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our affiliated stations, including Fit FM 96.7, Linkage Radio, and NRP Media JA. We provide content that covers a wide range of topics, including, but not limited to, politics, current affairs, and relationship issues under our guiding mantra, covering the globe like no one else can. KVRN also streams content on YouTube under the name KVR Network. For questions, comments, or further information, please feel free to contact us at email at CaribbeanVibesRadio@gmail.com. That is Caribbean with a K. That is KaribbeanVibez radio@gmail.com, or mail at P.O. Box 42, Centerville, Massachusetts 02632 USA. Thank you for tuning in and supporting Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, your global connection for vibrant, thought-provoking content.
I just want voice and any reason we can dance a Christmas polka. Hearing sleigh bells ringing, everybody singing, dancing a Christmas polka. Christmas trees and party, they can free, run of jolly, and love just fills the air. It's a wonderful